Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be with you here today. I am coming on live today to chat a little bit more about the blog post that I put out into the world. It's 5 questions that you must ask yourself as an entrepreneur, and it's really about going deeper and talking and thinking about your ideal lifestyle that you want to create. And I think that what happens with us as entrepreneurs, we get so bogged down with the things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis and the goals that we have and all the ideas that are coming into us, like through things that we're reading and podcasts that we're listening to, and we tend to forget sometimes what it's all about. I had a business for 5 years and I got so bogged down with the day-to-day that it really started to feel just like a job. And for me as an entrepreneur, I absolutely don't want a job. I want the freedom and the flexibility that entrepreneurship provides so that I can do the things that I really want to do, like travel with my family, have lunch with friends or coffee with friends, right? But if I'm forgetting all of these things and I'm so bogged down with like the things that I have to get done or the, you know, big goal that's like at the end of the year or something that I'm doing, then I'm not going to be living in that ideal lifestyle today. So in the blog post, I also included a workbook, and it has the 5 questions and some area for you to write. And it also has some things to get your mind working and to be thinking about what that might look like for you. Now, what I also do is when I do my planning, which is quarterly, and then I kind of do like a bigger picture overview every year, I want to make sure to be looking back at that ideal lifestyle questions so I'm on track and then I'm working towards that, right? But for today, we're not going to talk about like the big planning thing, but what we're going to do is take the answers from your questions in the workbook and put that stuff into action, because there's absolutely things you can be doing now to start living more like your boss lady self, okay? So make sure that you've downloaded the workbook. There's a link in this post so that you can download it if you haven't done so. And I'm going to just quickly, let me get to that here. I'm going to quickly just go through the 5 questions again so that you have them fresh in case for some reason you don't have that workbook in front of you. So question number 1 is, what kind of lifestyle do you want as an entrepreneur? So this could be income level, a certain kind of house, a certain kind of car. It could be that you want to travel or a certain place that you want to live. It's really how you want to spend your time. And then so number 2, what changes need to happen in your life today to create the lifestyle that you desire? And what is most important to you? So if it's traveling, then what are you doing to make sure that you're doing some traveling every year? Are you planning that out? Are you just wishing and crossing your fingers, right? Are you adjusting your launches or the way that you're working in your business so you can travel and you can unplug? So think about what changes you could make so that your lifestyle could become a reality. And then in the next question, I talk about how many hours are you working now and how many hours do you desire to work? I think as an entrepreneur, we forget that we're working all the time, and we might be working like a little bit in the morning and then a little bit at night, or we might be working a lot of hours at night and we're working in the day, or it just depends on your situation, if you have kids at home, whatever. But log how many hours you're working, because it's nice to just say, oh wow, look at all this time that I'm putting into my business, and are all these hours that I'm spending actually putting me in a position to move forward? Because you might just be wasting a bunch of time and not realizing it. so number 4 is, what would your ideal day look like? And how is that different from your current reality? So this is a good reality check. And the best way to do this is just to log out exactly what each day looks like for a week. And then kind of step back and say, okay, what needs to change to make my ideal lifestyle actually come into fruition? And then do the same thing for your week. Just an overall picture, like what does my week look like and how do I want that to be different? For example, I know of some entrepreneurs who don't work on Fridays. They go spend time with their friends. They have lunch, they have coffee, they do self-care on Friday. So if that's something that you desire, you need to be able to put the effort and the time into creating that. Because if you're not creating that in your schedule, it's never going to happen, right? So ask the questions, put your answers in the worksheet, and log where you currently are with your time, and do that with your time and like based on kind of where you're spending your time, how many hours you're spending, and do that for a week. And this is everything that you do. I'm not talking just like for work. I'm saying even for your personal life, because for example, like I wake up at 4:45 in the morning and I work out, but I only do a 30-minute workout. And then like I'm usually done by 5:45 because it sometimes takes me a while to get out of bed and get my stuff going. But then my kids don't wake up till 7, and my sitter in the summer arrives at 8 in the morning. So I have about 2 hours, and it only takes me 30 minutes to get ready in the morning, right? So it's really good for me to evaluate, well, what am I doing with that time? Because that's my me time. So if I'm not taking care of myself, if I'm not doing my mindset practice, if I'm not getting up and actually exercising, right? If I'm working instead, then I'm not putting myself in a position to live the lifestyle that I desire. So make sure you're including everything that you do, even especially things that drive you crazy or stress you out. Okay, because those are big opportunities to make a change. And then when you're all done with that, look back and decide what is not in line with the ideal life that you desire and that you wrote down in the worksheet. So just highlight them, circle them, whatever. Things that you just loathe or that, is like, oh my gosh, I can't stand doing this. And then those items are the items that you want to tackle first. So I would say any item that you want to change, put those in your task management tool or your project management tool. I love Asana, and it has my entire life in it. So I would put all my tasks in Asana. I might divide them up based on, if they're personal items or business items or whatever, and then tackle each one, maybe like one a month or as you can. Don't try to do them all at once because you're adding this to whatever else you already have going on. But this will keep it in the forefront of your mind to actually make change in your life so that you can get to where you want to be as a boss lady. All right. Ladies, please let me know if you are here on the replay or if you've been here live, and put your comments below. I'd love to hear if you go through this exercise and what you discover and what you will be changing. I'd love to know what's the first thing you will be changing in your schedule to make your lifestyle reality. All right, have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon.